Picture this, a crisp morning in your garden, where rows of glistening onion bulbs peek through rich, dark soil. Their emerald tops dance in the gentle breeze, holding the promise of countless delicious meals to come. This isn't just another gardening video. It's your gateway to mastering one of the most versatile vegetables in your kitchen. From the sizzle of golden rings hitting hot oil to the sweet aroma of caramelized onions, transforming a simple curry into a masterpiece. Onions are the backbone of South Asian cuisine. They're the secret ingredient that turns ordinary dishes into unforgettable feasts. Whether it's the layered complexity they bring to a pot of biryani, or the irresistible crunch they add to freshly fried pakoras. But here's the thing. While we reach for onions in our kitchen almost daily, few of us know the fascinating journey from seed to harvest. Have you ever wondered why some onions make you cry more than others? Or why sometimes they're sweet and sometimes they're sharp? Today we're pulling back the curtain on these everyday kitchen heroes. I'm about to show you how to grow the most flavorful onions you've ever tasted, right in your own backyard. Whether you're working with a small balcony garden or a sprawling plot, I'll guide you through every step of the process. You'll discover the ancient secrets of onion cultivation, blended with modern techniques that guarantee success. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to nurture these underground treasures, from tiny seeds to robust bulbs. No more settling for bland, store-bought onions when you can grow your own bursting with flavor. Ready to transform your gardening game and your cooking? Let's dig in and uncover the art of growing perfect onions. Why onions? A logical talk. The humble onion, a vegetable so fundamental to human civilization that ancient Egyptians worshipped it as a symbol of eternal life. Today, this extraordinary crop continues to shape global agriculture and cuisine, with over 100 million metric tons produced annually worldwide. China leads the pack, producing nearly 25% of the world's onions, followed by India and the United States as major contributors to global production. Within this vast production landscape lies a fascinating diversity of onion varieties, each with its own distinct personality. The familiar yellow onion, accounting for nearly 87% of commercial production, stands as the culinary world's trusted workhorse. Its robust flavor profile transforms magnificently with heat, evolving from sharp and pungent when raw to wonderfully sweet and complex when caramelized. The crimson-skinned red onions, prized for their striking appearance and milder bite, have carved out their own niche in fresh preparations and grilling. White onions, with their crisp, clean flavor, have become indispensable in Mexican cuisine and fresh preparations where subtlety is key. But these aren't just numbers on a spreadsheet. They represent a $16 billion industry that feeds billions and supports countless farming communities. From the vast fields of California's Central Valley to the fertile plains of Maharashtra in India, onions are transforming lives and livelihoods. The average person consumes around 13.67 pounds of onions each year, making them the third most consumed vegetable globally, right after tomatoes and potatoes. What makes onions truly remarkable is their cultural significance. In South Asian households, the presence of onions in the kitchen is considered a sign of prosperity. They're so vital to daily life that fluctuations in onion prices have influenced political outcomes in several countries. In 2019, onion prices in India soared to unprecedented levels, causing nationwide concerns and highlighting just how essential this vegetable is to daily life. Beyond their cultural importance, onions are nutritional powerhouses. Each variety brings its own set of health benefits to the table. The red onions, for instance, are particularly rich in anthocyanins, powerful antioxidants that give them their distinctive color. Yellow onions pack the highest concentration of quercetin, while white onions offer a gentler option for those sensitive to onions' natural compounds. For farmers, onions represent a unique opportunity. With proper care, an acre of onions can yield up to 50,000 pounds of produce, offering significant returns on investment. Yet, this potential comes with its challenges. Different varieties respond distinctly to day length, temperature fluctuations, and water stress. A single mistake in timing or care can significantly impact yield and quality. The global onion trade tells an equally compelling story. The international onion market has grown steadily, with annual exports exceeding $4 billion. The Netherlands, despite its small size, has emerged as the world's largest onion exporter, demonstrating how specialized knowledge and efficient farming practices can create agricultural powerhouses. This isn't just about numbers and statistics. It's about understanding how deeply intertwined onions are with our daily lives, our economies, and our cultural identities. Whether you're a home gardener selecting varieties for your first crop, or a commercial farmer planning your next season, understanding the rich diversity and significance of onions helps put their cultivation into perspective. It's not just about growing a vegetable. It's about participating in a global tradition that spans continents and centuries, with each variety telling its own unique story. A simple, easy steps to start your own onion farming, ready to transform that unused corner of your backyard into a thriving onion patch. Whether you're dreaming of harvesting buckets of crisp red onions for your summer salads or stockpiling robust yellow onions for winter stews, I'm about to show you exactly how to make that happen. After 15 years of helping gardeners turn their onion-growing dreams into reality, I've distilled the process down to its simplest, most foolproof elements. Think about this. In just a few months, you could be pulling your very own homegrown onions from the soil, their papery skins crinkling beneath your fingers, their fresh aroma filling the air. No more settling for supermarket onions that have lost their punch after weeks in storage. Instead, you'll be cooking with onions so fresh and flavorful, they'll transform even your simplest recipes into memorable meals. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Isn't onion farming complicated? Don't I need special equipment or years of experience? The answer is a resounding no. I've broken down the entire process into clear, manageable steps that anyone can follow. Whether you're working with a sprawling backyard or just a few raised beds. From selecting the perfect spot in your garden to harvesting at just the right moment, we'll cover everything you need to know. The best part? Once you master these fundamentals, you'll be set up for success season after season. Onions are surprisingly forgiving plants when you understand their basic needs, and I'm here to demystify every aspect of their care. We'll start with the foundation, preparing your soil and build from there, creating the perfect environment for your onions to thrive. So grab your gardening gloves and let's dig into the step-by-step process that will have you harvesting your own gorgeous onions in no time. Trust me, once you taste your first homegrown onion, you'll wonder why you didn't start this adventure sooner. Step 1. Plan and prerequisites of onion farming. Before you reach for that shovel or order your first batch of onion sets, let's take a moment to set yourself up for success. Just like a master chef needs the right ingredients before cooking, a successful onion farmer needs the right elements in place before planting that first bulb. First, let's talk about timing. It's everything in onion farming. Depending on your location, you'll want to start your onion adventure either in early spring, when the soil has just thawed, or in fall for a winter harvest. If you're in the northern hemisphere, February to March is often ideal for spring planting, while September to October works well for fall planting. Mark these dates on your calendar. They're your golden windows of opportunity. Location scouting comes next, and this is where many beginners stumble. Your onion patch needs to be like a solar panel, catching at least 6-8 hours of direct sunlight daily. Find a spot in your garden that's not shaded by trees or buildings. Remember, those green tops are solar collectors, turning sunlight into sweet, juicy onions. Now, let's talk numbers. How much space do you need? A typical onion plant needs about 4-5 inches of space in every direction. So, for every 100 onions you want to grow, plan for roughly 25 square feet of garden space. Want enough onions to last your family all year? Calculate backwards from your household's weekly onion consumption. Your shopping list should include high-quality onion seeds, sets, or transplants, basic gardening tools, garden fork, spade, rake, soil amendments, compost, balanced fertilizer, pH testing kit, mulching materials, watering equipment. Here's a crucial decision point: choosing between seeds, sets, or transplants. Seeds are the most economical, but need the longest growing time. Sets, small bulbs, are the easiest for beginners and provide the quickest results. Transplants offer a good middle ground. Your choice should align with your experience level and time commitment. Climate consideration is your next checkpoint. While onions are adaptable, they have their preferences. Most varieties need temperatures between 55 to 75 degrees Fahrenheit, 13 to 24 degrees Celsius, for optimal growth. Check your local weather patterns and choose varieties that match your climate zone. Remember, onions are sensitive to day-length, long-day varieties for northern regions, short-day for southern areas, and day-neutral varieties for areas in between. Water access is another crucial factor. You'll need a reliable water source nearby. Onions are thirsty plants, especially during bulb formation. Plan your garden layout so that irrigation is convenient and efficient. Consider installing a drip system or soaker hoses for consistent moisture. Finally, do your homework on local pests and diseases. Are onion maggots common in your area? Does your region struggle with downy mildew? Knowing your potential challenges ahead of time lets you plan preventive measures rather than scrambling for solutions mid-season. Think of this planning phase as your roadmap to success. Just like you wouldn't start a road trip without checking your route and gas tank, you shouldn't start onion farming without these prerequisites in place. With proper planning, you're not just hoping for success, you're engineering it. Remember, successful onion farming isn't about having the perfect conditions. It's about understanding your conditions and working with them intelligently. Now that you've got your plan in place, you're ready to move on to soil preparation with confidence and purpose. Step 2. Preparing the soil. Imagine building a house without a solid foundation. That's exactly what you're doing if you skip proper soil preparation for your onions. Today, I'm going to show you how to create the perfect underground paradise that will transform your ordinary garden bed into an onion-growing powerhouse. Picture this. You're standing in your garden, looking at what will soon become a thriving onion patch. The first step? Getting your hands dirty. Start by giving your garden a clean slate. Remove every weed, every stone, and any plant debris you find. Think of it as clearing the stage for your onions to become the stars of the show. Those pesky weeds aren't just unsightly. They're potential thieves that will steal nutrients from your future onion crop. Now comes the most satisfying part, working the soil. Grab your garden fork or tiller and start loosening that earth to a depth of 8–10 inches. You're not just digging, you're creating a luxurious spa treatment for your onions' roots. As you break up those clumps of soil, you're opening up tiny air pockets that will help your onions breathe and grow strong. The soil should feel like a fluffy chocolate cake mix, loose, airy, and inviting. Here's where science meets gardening. Your soil's pH matters more than you might think. Onions are a bit like Goldilocks. They want conditions that are just right, preferring a pH between 6–7. Grab a soil testing kit. They're available at any garden center, and check your levels. Too acidic? A sprinkle of lime will bring it up. Too alkaline? Some sulfur will bring it down to earth. Time to feed your soil. Think of compost or well-rotted manure as a gourmet meal for your garden. Mix it in generously. This organic matter is like a time-release capsule of nutrients that will keep feeding your onions throughout the growing season. It also helps sandy soil hold moisture and makes clay soil more manageable. For an extra boost, add a balanced fertilizer into the top 4 inches of soil, but don't go overboard with nitrogen. Too much will give you lots of green tops, but disappointingly small bulbs. The final touch. Create a smooth, level surface with your rake. Think of it as making a perfectly smooth bed for your onions to nestle into. Give it a light watering. The soil should feel like a well-wrung sponge, moist but not waterlogged. Remember, onions are surprisingly adaptable plants. Whether you're dealing with sandy soil in coastal areas or heavy clay inland, these preparation steps will create an environment where onions can thrive. They'll happily grow in temperate, tropical, or subtropical regions, as long as they get their daily dose of sunshine, at least 6 hours of it. Now take a step back and look at your prepared bed. What you see might just look like dirt, but you've actually created a perfect launching pad for onion success. That time you spent preparing the soil will pay dividends in a few months when you're harvesting big, beautiful, flavorful onions. Step 3. Growing success. Planting techniques and essential care guide. Let me paint the perfect picture of what's ahead in your onion growing journey. You've planned your garden and prepared your soil. Now comes the exciting part where those tiny plants or sets transform into magnificent bulbs under your care. This section will be your roadmap from planting day to the first signs of bulbing. Let's walk through the key aspects that will determine your success. First, we'll explore the art of proper planting, whether you're working with seeds, sets, or transplants. Imagine creating perfectly spaced rows, each onion getting its own little territory to thrive. I'll show you how to plant at just the right depth, a common stumbling block for new growers, and demonstrate spacing techniques that maximize your yield while preventing overcrowding. Then we'll dive into the day-to-day care that turns good onions into great ones. Water management. Think of watering as an art form. Too little, and your onions will sulk. Too much, and they might rot. I'll share my tried and true techniques for keeping the soil consistently moist, but never waterlogged. You'll learn to read your plant's needs like a book, understanding when to increase watering during bulb formation and when to hold back. Feeding schedule. Onions are hungry plants, but timing is everything. We'll cover when and how to fertilize, focusing on the crucial periods when your plants need an extra boost. I'll show you how to spot nutrient deficiencies before they become problems and share organic and conventional feeding options. Weed control. Your onions hate competition, so we'll discuss effective weeding strategies that won't disturb their delicate roots. From mulching techniques to safe hand weeding methods, you'll learn how to keep your onion patch clean without causing collateral damage. Disease prevention. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, especially with onions. We'll explore common diseases like downy mildew and neck rot, showing you how to spot early warning signs and take action before problems spread. I'll share my personal preventive practices that have kept my onion patches healthy season after season. Pest management. From onion maggots to thrips, we'll identify the usual suspects and discuss both organic and conventional control methods. You'll learn how to protect your crop while maintaining a healthy garden ecosystem. Growth monitoring. I'll teach you how to read your plant signals, understanding what healthy growth looks like, and spotting potential issues early. You'll learn to identify key growth stages and adjust your care routine accordingly. Remember, this phase is where the magic happens. Each day brings subtle changes as your onions progress from tender shoots to robust plants. By mastering these care techniques, you're not just growing onions, you're cultivating expertise that will serve you for seasons to come. Step 4. Harvesting, curing, and storage. From garden to kitchen. Imagine walking into your garden and seeing those green tops beginning to fall over. Nature's signal that your onions are ready for harvest. This is the moment every onion grower eagerly anticipates, but timing and technique make all the difference between onions that last for months and those that spoil quickly. Let's break down the key components. Signs of harvest readiness. Those once upright green tops naturally flopping over and starting to yellow aren't just putting on a show. They're telling you it's nearly time to harvest. About 80% of your onion tops should be down before you start pulling. The onion shoulders will be proudly pushing up through the soil, displaying their mature size and giving you a preview of the treasure below. Harvesting technique. There's an art to pulling onions that preserves their quality. Choose a dry, sunny day. This timing is crucial for starting the curing process right. Gently loosen the soil around each bulb and pull them with a smooth, steady motion. Handle them like eggs. Every bruise or nick becomes a potential entry point for decay. The crucial curing process. Think of curing as your onion spa treatment. Lay them out in a single layer in a warm, dry, well-ventilated space, ideally with temperatures around 75 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit, 24 to 27 degrees Celsius. Whether it's on a covered porch, in a garage, or under a shelter, they'll need about 2-3 weeks to properly cure. During this time, their necks will tighten, and their outer skins will develop that characteristic papery texture that's crucial for long-term storage. Sorting and cleaning. Once cured, it's time to prepare your onions for storage. Gently brush off any loose dirt. Don't wash them. Trim the roots and cut the tops to about an inch above the bulb. This is also when you'll sort your harvest. Perfect specimens for long-term storage, slightly damaged ones for immediate use, and any that show signs of disease should be discarded. Storage secrets. The key to long-term storage is creating the right environment. Your onions need cool temperatures, 32 to 40 degrees Fahrenheit, low humidity, and good air circulation. Mesh bags, baskets, or even old pantyhose make excellent storage containers. Remember to check them regularly and remove any that show signs of sprouting or softening. Handling special cases. Sweet onions have different storage needs than storage onions. They're higher in water content and lower in sulfur, meaning they'll need to be used within a few weeks. Green onions should be refrigerated and used within a week. By mastering these post-harvest techniques, you're not just preserving onions, you're preserving your hard work and ensuring your harvest brings flavor to your meals for months to come. Growing onions from start to finish is a multi-step process that requires careful planning, consistent care, and proper equipment. By following the best practices at each stage, from planting to harvesting and storing, you can ensure that your onions are of the highest quality and ready for market. The journey may be challenging, but with the right knowledge and tools, it's a rewarding one. And that's a wrap on growing onions. But this is just the beginning of your journey. Growing these simple yet rewarding crops requires patience, knowledge, and care. But once you see those bulbs emerge, it's all worth it. Whether you're growing onions for your home garden or scaling up to larger fields, the right steps can make all the difference in producing a successful, flavorful harvest. But remember, it's not just about following steps. It's about learning, experimenting, and improving with each season. Just like I did, you'll face challenges, but with every mistake, there's a lesson. Trust me, the satisfaction of seeing your onions thrive is something you'll never forget. So, what are you waiting for? Roll up your sleeves, grab those seeds, and start growing. If you found this guide helpful, give it a thumbs up, share it with fellow gardeners, and subscribe for more expert tips. Got any questions or your own onion growing stories? Drop them in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Happy smart farming inside. Keep farming and keep watching.